Welcome to another special Sunday live stream. Just the way my schedule worked out today, I was kind of able to do this. So we are going to go over the NBA slate, which starts in about an hour, and we can talk about other stuff going on. Golf is looks like it's going to be going into Monday, um, and I do have at least a path to victory. So, I mean, a lot of my guys are kind of faded a little bit, but I do have some decent ones. And if I could just get Justin Rose to kind of lose, and my guys just kind of sweep past him, then we're in good shape. I think, and Malnati, like these top two guys, Rose and Malnati, I just needed to come back to the field a little bit between now and the end of the fourth round, which is going to be. Boy, so it just started now. Yeah, they're gonna they'll definitely have to go into Monday, I think. But we'll see. We will see. And then we'll look at the showdown slate. We have that going. That might go until Monday also. So maybe we'll have a live sweat tomorrow or something, depending on when this stuff ends. We also have the first NASCAR event here, and it's the way it works is we're not going to know the starting positions and who qualifies until about 7 p.m. So I'm not going to, if I do it at all, I think I will, now that a couple of people have asked me for them. I'm going to try to get some sheets up for the first NASCAR event. Now, again, it's not your normal. It's only how many guys here? Not your normal big group of drivers, I don't think. Only 27 drivers. So it's not the normal, slate, but you know what? They're paying a lot for first, and I'm just going to kind of, stretch my legs, so to speak, and get used to playing NASCAR again. Make sure my projections work, make sure that the models are integrating and aggregating properly, and build some lineups, and see if we can't come up with a couple of good ideas. So it says the starting lineup is expected to be known by 7 p.m. So sometime after 7, I guess, and before 8:15, which is when it starts, we'll go ahead and put those up, and maybe I'll give you some takes. And I still want to get Brandon and a couple of other NASCAR experts in here to do some content. In the absence of as a substitute or a supplement to my sheets, which again, my sheets are not exactly as important as the actual knowledge of the racers and the cars and all that stuff. So let's talk about the NBA though, because boy, oh boy, what a slate we have here. I want to share my screen, and this is kind of nuts. I want to share my screen with my sheets, and you'll see what it looks like. This is kind of crazy. Like if I sort today's numbers by point per dollar, you're getting 4 guys over 7x, which you don't see too often. And you're getting one guy 8.5x, and like 10 guys almost over 10x, over 7x, 6x. That's because, it looks like both Gordon and what's his name and Jokic are out for Denver. Not to mention, looks like Jamal Murray. So it is Oli and free. I mean, you got $4,700 Bruce Brown, $3,200 Kenker. You have Christian Braun, Ish Smith. I mean, literally everybody is kind of in play from the Denver side of things. And then with all the bigs, I guess, out for New Orleans, you have Guillermo Hernan Gomez and Najee Marshall both looking like extremely strong plays, both projecting at well over 7x. So, and then when we sort by Sheets Value Score, which gives you a little more upside here, then you'll see that CJ McCollum is really the main beneficiary of all this. So Bruce Brown, CJ McCollum, and the impact of all of this is that you can get up to these spends, that being Sabonis, Embiid, or Moran, really easily with these cheapo values. Now we haven't even talked about who's playing who, right? We're just looking at right now, which is what the plays look like. So I guess that the first thing we have to think about is blowout risk and stackability and all that. So let me just see. So it looks as though, hang on. I want to see if the spreads have kind of done anything annoying here. Yeah, so Denver, Minnesota. You have Minnesota as a 7-point favorite. It's not that much. Then you have Sacramento is only a 2-point favorite over New Orleans. So, boy, this is these are pretty good stackable games. So the first one, let's talk about a couple of builds you can make, right? So obviously, you know, if you want to play the New Orleans guys, for example, you know, Sabonis is really, really strong. You know, one thing about Sacramento is that Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't have any De'Aaron Fox. So that's one of the reasons why Sabonis is such a strong play. So boy, oh boy, you could just go ahead and build a lineup with Sabonis and a bunch of you know, and those two New Orleans guys, and you're kind of on your way, you know. Now again, I'm not saying anything that's particularly earth-shattering, right? But that's one thing you can do. And then if you want to play the Denver guys, Denver is playing Minnesota, then you could use who's good from Minnesota today. I mean, the problem here is that who looks like a good play for Minnesota? Now you could overpay for Anthony Edwards if you want, you know, or play D'Angelo Russell, you know. So that's I think that's the way you're supposed to construct. I think you could play like a bunch of Denvers. Like you could either play it in terms of stacks or in terms of one-off. So if you want to play in terms of stacks, you play like a whole bunch of the Denvers, like Michael Porter Jr., Bruce Brown to start with, and then you run it back with somebody like Edwards or D'Angelo Russell. Or you could certainly pick and choose your Denver one-offs. And then in a separate lineup, if you wanted to do this route, you play McCollum, and Hernangomez for New Orleans. You run that back with Sabonis, and then you're kind of off to the races over there. So the guys that are getting now, the two guys that might get lost in all this shuffle are also coming from the same game, Memphis, Toronto. So you have Morant and Van Vliet in the same game. So you could build a lineup with those two together extremely easily. And then you can use all the pieces from that New Orleans-Denver game to make that work. But I think it's important to structure lineups to benefit from this correlation. And look, if you wanted to play the Embiid as your spend up, then I think it's probably a good idea to play Embiid lineups with Randall, right? And or Brunson. And same goes for Harden. I think that if you want to play either of these Philly guys, those spends, you want to play them with the Knicks. That's kind of the way I would approach this. Is I would do 4 different strings of lineups, right? 4 different kind of lineup trees, and you could do all this by hand. I'm telling you, it's so easy to build lineups today that you could do all of this by hand and kind of make it work. Or we could use SaberSim and have it do it for us. So here's actually the sheet, which I actually wasn't sharing before. I apologize for that. So as I mentioned, you know, this is what it looks like. You know, it's a New Orleans Denver party. You know what I mean? Like top 12 values are all from the New Orleans Denver game, sorted by point per dollar. And then when you sort by Sheets value score, you're still getting these 2 New Orleans guys up here, you know. So you want to have some fun. You want to try to build some. You can ask questions along the way. But let's for funsies, let's do a lineup here. And well, first of all, let's look at this Morant news. He's questionable. So we're going to presume he's in for now. So how do you want to do this? Let's start with the Philly Knicks idea. Just to see what we have to do. So we go Embiid, boom. Then we go Randall, boom. And now you're 4,700 a man, and you could just kind of just screw around and do whatever you want. You know, you could play the top plays like that being, I don't know, oh, Ja's out now. Oh my goodness gracious! Ooh wee, that just happened, I guess. So let me see here. Yeah, that just I guess that must have just come across. So now we're going to add to the list. We're going to add Ty Jones, I presume, right? So you have just an incredible amount of value tonight. So I would really make sure to play, you know, the top projected scorers, you know, because you could play them with impunity. You know, that being Embiid, that being what's his name? Embiid, Sabonis, those two, certainly Embiid and Sabonis, Randall, Harden, Edwards. I mean, you can get to all these guys so easily that then again, I think what you should do is just to go about your business with respect to correlation. So let's just add. Let's see, what is Tyus Jones? I'm just presuming that he's going to be the play for now, but we'll update the projections in a minute. I mean, Tyus Jones at 4,200. I mean, this is just a lock, right? So one thing you could do if you want to, if you want to be pure, is play your is the first thing you do is play Van Vliet on the other side of Tyus Jones, okay, and you can still play Randall and Embiid, and you still have these 3K guys, that you can kind of get to, okay. One thing I would say is that Hernangomez, he's like center only eligible. I think if he's power forward, that's a disaster. Okay, so Hernangomez, you just put in right there, and then I mean, you name it. Bruce Brown is your favorite. Boom. So any lineup like this is just going to work, And I'm going to update the projections in a moment. Let me just check real quick to see what they're going to look like. Wow, I can't believe that just came through, I guess. Let's see, Memphis. Yeah, they're pretty sharp. They got them out already. And you're going to get Concher, Tyus Jones. I don't like that projection for Tyus Jones from SaberSim. That's got to update. I'm not interested in him being a 22-point projection in this spot. I mean, he's going to be, I think, closer to 30. I mean, if he's starting, can't imagine. I mean, he always is. I don't know why this would be any different. So I think that's kind of the lesson. Is to try to get try to be pure with your correlations. Just in case you get that overtime. Let me see. What does Roto Grinders have? What's his name at? They even did anything yet? No, they still have Ja in. So what the hell do I know? Yes, we're gonna have to wait on all this. But just for fun, let's build a SaberSim lineup, and what we'll do is we'll make some adjustments. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna upload the projections I have as of now. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go exclude all players. Then we're gonna go into Memphis manually and update Wait, Tyus Jones. Hang on a minute. Did I already have Tyus Jones as a good play? Hold on a minute. Let me just see something. No, I had Tyus Jones at 20. Oh, that was up to 39. Okay. Okay, so it just updated, I think. Let me just look again. Hold on. I figured. Hold on. Let's see. Reset projections. There you go, 39. That's kind of what I figured. All right. So this is in plenty of time, right? So I'm gonna update. Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do exactly what I just said. I'll upload my projections as they were, but then what I'm gonna do is go back into Memphis and replace and just manually override those, like for now. So let's do this. This erases the TrueDFS projection and puts in SaberSims just for now. I mean, there's going to be a TrueDFS updated projection in probably about a half an hour. But for now, we're going to do this. Now, let's see what we would get. You know, if we built 50, let's build 50, like 50 lineups. Will we get all the Tyus Jones? Will we get all of the CJ McCollum? Will we get all the Bruce Browns? Well, let's see what we get. We would get Tyus Jones and Bruce Brown both at 100% ownership. Yeah, I mean, certainly makes sense to me. This Tyus Jones thing just always gets there. I mean, when he starts. So what I would do also is I would, but what I would do again today is I would then get a little greedier with my correlations. Like, well, I like that we're playing Van Vliet, but I would try to play Sabonis. Oh, he's right there with McCollum. I mean, these lineups just build them freaking selves, you know? It's kind of tough to get different if everybody's going to be able to do this, but what else can you do? Well, you can play random with Embiid a little bit more. Like that's definitely possible. Let me just replace these lineups for now so I don't forget. But I definitely think that the Tyus Jones play is just kind of, I mean, again, since I've been playing DFS, really, I mean, since Morant's been in the league, I guess, whenever you give Tyus Jones that starting spot, it's just kind of unfavorable. I mean, in my opinion. Ingram, I mean, like, there are all these guys that were going to be good plays. I mean, and Ingram got ruled out too. I mean, that was but they are really all taking Sunday off. It's not just the NFL. It's not just the NFL. So I'll go ahead and redo those projections in a moment, see if anything's changed. Well, I mean, obviously things have changed, but and yeah, that's pretty much all I had. So again, golf is kind of a weird sweat. It's like a day and a half still left to go. I mean, I do have some good lineups, but it's really just kind of hard to say. I got one in the top 50. I played some Showdown as well. We'll see about that. We'll see how that turns out. I just don't see Justin Rose holding on here. I just don't see it happening, but whatever. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and update these projections now. Hello? I responded to you, yeah. She's good. Yep. Yeah, no, I spoke to her. Yes. Bye. All right, let's take care of this. We'll update these projections, and then we'll just kind of be on our way. Yeah, now I'm juiced. I think I am going to. I think I am going to do the NASCAR sheets. I think I have enough data. I haven't checked. I haven't checked in a while. Oh, sorry about this, guys. Oh, I suck. I didn't realize the FanDuel slate started at 5 o'clock. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's my fault, but come on, man. They really can't start everything at the same time. These sites really can't get their acts together. Anyway, and it's just FanDuel. Yahoo's even on the DraftKings page. Yesterday, MMA I was in really, really good shape, and then you know what? Just one fighter I didn't have just kind of smashed and just ruined all my lineups pretty much. That being Adam Fugit. I just couldn't play everybody, and I just thought that the other underdogs were better. And the Yaji, I mean, he did really, really well. Got a bunch of takedowns, and I thought he should have won the fight, but nonetheless, like to give you an idea, he scored more in the loss than his opponent did in the win. Should tell you something. I actually, got a bunch of takedowns. I thought he was a better play than the Fugit, and Fugit totally smashed. I mean, he got a first round KO with ground and pound. I mean, as a big underdog. I mean, it was that's the end of that. I mean, if you don't have him, so that was the end of that slate. And I did stay up to watch the Spivak fight. What domination. And it was, we talked about this for those of you that were on the live stream. I mean, there was a big bunch of line movement that came through in the last day, driving him from -200 to -300. And as we've seen in the last 6 months in MMA, I mean, there's a lot of that freaking baloney going on. I'm not saying that he tanked or anything like that, but he certainly didn't put up a lot of resistance, put it to you that way. He just kept getting taken down, kept getting up, and then he tapped. And you know what? I did at least identify Spivak as being the best play by a lot. I mean, he was the best price, he had the best inside the distance prop, and the takedown upside. I mean, plus the line movement. I mean, that was like a lock. You know what I mean? And he ended up being the highest scoring guy, which doesn't happen all too often with these quote unquote locks. But why, might you ask, did I lose then? If it was such a great play that everybody was supposed to play. Well, you got to get all 6 of them right. So that's therein lies the problem. All right, so I'm almost finished with this projection update. Then I'm going to rebuild. I'll show you exactly my MME process, and I'll show you what we end up with. 1 sec. So again, if you guys don't know what to root for, we're going to root against Justin Rose and against Peter Malnati. That's the key. We got to get these guys off the board here. And unfortunately, the weather is beautiful now. So nice shot by Jordan Spieth. And we were right about Matt Fitzpatrick. We full faded him pretty much. Dude, bad backs, bad necks, or bad business. It's just bad. You just don't play guys like that. You just don't do it. That's my opinion. I guess, having played golf a lot, it's tough. It's tough to play when you have those kinds of injuries. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rerun these projections, make sure that I have everything set up right. We'll do Yahoo first. Ryan Moore with an eagle to -9. I don't have any of that. Well, these guys don't even start for another 10 minutes. Rose, Malnati. So we're getting anti-sweating Rose and Malnati, but we like Kitayama and Mitchell. So those will be the guys we'll root for. So I'm almost done here, and I'll show you the updated projections, and I'll let you know if anything kind of stands out above what I think. Hovland for birdie. This would be nice. We can make a freaking 5-footer. Why would he make a 5-footer? Why would you want to do something like that? That would be good for me. All right. So let's take a look at the brand spanking new, updated NBA projections, including the absence of John Morant. And there you go. And yes, you're going to ignore this 11% ownership. It's obviously going to be more like 70. And this is, this is who you play. I mean, play Sabonis and Embiid, and you play all these guys. The problem is you're going to be right alongside everybody else. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, either have SaberSim randomize some stuff for you, or, like I said, play stuff with like Embiid and Randall together. This way you get a little bit of juice if there's overtime and things like that. But for now, let's run a straight SaberSim build like kind of we did before with the new projections. I'm sure we're just going to get the same thing. Let's see something. Yeah, the problem with Nancy is 4,700, I think. That's the only thing. And, especially if what's his name, if like Herngoma starts somehow at 3K, but maybe you're right. Maybe that's kind of a good contrarian play, actually, just to play Nance. Let's see what these look like. Let's see how much of this we're getting. Because once again, if we build 50 at 150 max, we use default sliders. We'll play 50 lineups. Oops, 500. Oops, 500. No, just 50. Yeah, I mean, Tyus Jones and Bruce Brown, and like all the guys I just mentioned. So yeah, I mean, I guess the next thing I'll do, I'll look and I'll see what kind of stack types we have here. I mean, it doesn't even have that many with 4 of one team, only 2 lineups. So, I mean, this might be just like a slate where I just eat it and just let these very, normal type builds just kind of just get there for me. I mean, you still can go and and do some swapping and stuff if what you if you're not getting what you want. But the other thing, again, like I said, what you can do is make sure that you have enough correlation. Play Embiid with Randall and stuff like that. Right. Okay. The other thing I want to do is I want to post some stuff on Stake Kings. You guys can watch me do that if you want. Me as well. Create package. We're going to go NBA fadeaway. Today's the 5th, right? So the 5th, 6 p.m. today. You can ask me questions if you want. I'm just kind of just doing this here. Let me just make sure that that's what I actually entered. Up and coming, and then sport, NBA fadeaway, right? Like it's 15. They're playing 40 lineups in that. All right, that's good. Boom. We'll do it again. We'll do what else? What is this called? We're in the big one, the Mega 8s. Let's see, NBA Mega 8s. What I'm going to be doing soon, guys, is I'm going to do kind of like a whatchamacallit, a not PXF, true DFS only packages where you guys can get, buy some of me cheaper. I don't know. One of these days, I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. Just for something like a real big slate that everybody can root for together. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I want. I just want the rooting. I mean, I don't really care too much whether it's 0.3, 0.2, whatever it is. I want something cool that we can all root on. Right, so this is good. Okay. And then what's the other thing I'm in? I'm in the 100, the leaderboard special. Well, if it's saved, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not doing it because I don't want to type anymore. May as well, right? NBA DK leaderboard. Leaderboard special. Single entry. Then how much is that? Pay for first? 5K? First. That's just 100. 2. We're not doing any live sweat. Boom, boom. 24% will sell. If anybody wants that, if anybody's around tonight. 6 p.m. today. Yeah, I don't even know if anybody's going to be staking anybody tonight, but we'll just see. Let's post. And we're in. Okay, let's just make sure that we're there. Let me see if anybody bought any of my showdown stuff today. I posted them late. Let's just see. Leaderboard. Yeah, oh my God, everybody wanted some of this. Oh my God, they almost bought this whole thing. Wow, crazy. There's a Mega 8s leaderboard fadeaway. All right, that's good. Okay. I'll go into their Discord. I'll just surprise them. If they follow, and I'll post it in there. Hold on. Hold 1 second, guys. Okay. So I think that's pretty much all I have. So again, I appreciate all the people in here to watch. So again, nothing particularly fancy for me today. Just play all of those good plays, and I'll just relist them for you up here. Just all of this stuff: Embiid, Sabonis, Randall, Siakam, and all these value guys work. Hernan Gomez, Tyus Jones, Bruce Brown specifically. That'll do it. Tomorrow I will be around. Definitely tomorrow. And then I'm away Tuesday, Wednesday. I might be back for Wednesday night, but I'm out Tuesday. I'll remind you. All right. That'll do it. Good luck, everybody.